Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jack Cowden will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter and tear like a Reese.
He's gonna persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's an underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's gonna put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking these scriptures just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believed in life. I took so many risks to make this thing happen. You know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven.
Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you gonna stay where you at, or are you gonna move up?
We're the bangers. Little bangers.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
Cut her ass off if she could I can reread.
Yo, what it do, good people? Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. We back at it again. Another Saturday, another episode. Very special episode. We got our guest today. This is season 5, episode 16. Bring that shit to life. Featuring Chicago's own photographer, entrepreneur. We got Leo in the building right now, man.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
what it do,
Leo
man?
for the world. What's up, man? How you feeling?
What's good, homie? Cool, man. Did a lot of little running around, man, getting stuff done. You feel me? You know, it's Mother's Day all over the world tomorrow. You feel me?
So another Saturday. Is it tomorrow? Oh shit! It's Sunday. Oh shit! Tomorrow is Mother's Day. I'm gonna see my mom in a couple days. I'm gonna see her on Wednesday. But damn, thank you for reminding me. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Nah. I be knowing because this is my time of month, bro. I got like 2 birthdays, Mother's Day, and I got another one right out there. Hey, it's pressing,
it's
man.
a lot. It's a lot going on, but shit, you know, that's what we asked for, you know.
Nah, facts. Yeah, man. I'm just doing it. I'm having the mama mentality, bro. Get it done like Kobe. Execute. You know what I mean? Real. Like I say, bro.
Ain't nothing to it.
Facts.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's
yeah.
I like your hat, by the way.
Oh yeah, man. This that $1 Million Man merch, man. You feel me? You know what I mean? LEOFourTheWorld. You might know him. You feel me? Straight up.
That shit. We twinning right now. That shit cool.
Man. Nah, this is actually one of my favorite hats, bro. So you know what I mean? For the most part, I'm throwing this on and on the go. But like I say, bro, appreciate you taking time out to schedule the key with the Underdogs. You know, it's an honor to have you on the show today. First and foremost, as we push the importance of knowing ourselves, like who is LEOFourTheWorld as a person, you know, outside of being the creative, the entrepreneur.
Nah, that's a good question. I appreciate y'all just for having me. This is pretty cool. You know, I like to talk my shit, so this is a perfect platform to do it. But outside of the creative stuff, you know, this is me. Like, that's why I decided, you know, step outside of my environment for a second. But, you know, I really just like to step in nature. I like to be outside, and outside means a lot of things. I like to be outside in terms of nature, but I also just like to be outside and meeting people and things like that. You know, outside of creative, that shit, there is no outside of it being a creative. That shit's a lifestyle. Like, you feel me? Like, there is no outside. Like, it's a lifestyle. Everything I do, like even just doing this interview outside of in my backyard, like this shit, like it's all a lifestyle. There is no outside of it. Everything is about what I'm trying to do. And I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah, nah, facts, bro. You gotta live in it, and once you create it, you gotta live in it. You know what I mean? I feel that. So, like I say, before we get to it, you know, 2024 is halfway through. You feel me? Like, how has this year been treating you thus far?
2024. So I always think about things in like like things that go in cycles. You know what I mean? And 2024, I can honestly say that the cycle that it taught me was just focus and what can happen when you focus on what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like I've been fasting from parties and clubs and bars and things like that. Like outside of just what it is I'm trying to do, it's just focus. And we only 4 months in. That's almost halfway. It's kind of crazy. Actually, May
Yeah,
is
we we
five,
we
isn't it?
actually we actually almost said 6 months. You feel me? We
It's
almost halfway through,
it's
man.
5. May is 5 months. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's going fast, bro.
Yeah, nah, bro. Focus. It's focus. That's the biggest thing. I'm telling you, dog. Like I've been fasting from a lot of shit, and fasting can mean a lot of different things to different people.
Hmm.
But you know, when I first got here, I was going out a lot and meeting different people, and but I wasn't locked in. I
Yeah,
wasn't
I
locked
hear you.
in on what it is I'm trying to do. My bad. I think my internet is tweaking, but nah, you
Yeah,
good.
you good. You good. We
Um,
lie.
yeah, man, that's the biggest thing, and it's like focusing on yourself sometimes is okay. You know what I mean? Whatever it is you're trying to do, like focusing on yourself is okay. So that's the biggest thing 2024 has taught me so far. We only a couple months in.
I was gonna say, from your perspective, what makes living in West Chicago unique compared to other parts of the city?
I got you. I hear you. So,
Hmm.
being on the west side of Chicago is very different, but it's also one and the same. You know what I mean? Like Chicago, and I was just telling to my barber, like it's similar. It's very similar to Atlanta. You know, a lot of things are clicked up. Which is cool, but it's like me. I'm a disruptor. I just like to disrupt things and be myself wherever it is I'm going, wherever I'm going. You know, wherever it is I'm going, I'm gonna be myself. You know, and it's not just the west side of Chicago, but
Hmm.
Chicago in general. Like there's a very creative scene going on, and there's so much shit popping, and I love it, and it's been popping. You know, like, but specifically the west side, it's the same as being from the west side of Atlanta. You know, it's a lot of shit going on, but me personally, I just try to find I I always just did my own thing. I try to find my own path, like you know how it ties into what I'm doing now. Like I started taking photos uh, of my homies Jordans,
Hmm.
so he can resell that shit on Facebook. You feel me? Like that's how it ties into the west side because we just wanted shoes. And I didn't have the money for shoes, but my homie, he was working and shit. He had he was buying shoes, reselling them, and I was taking photos of the shoes, and we was reselling that shit on Facebook, and that's how we got tied into the shit, you know.
Facts. So, coming up in your area, like, what are some of your favorite go-to spots to either hang out, or grab a bite to eat? When you're in Chicago, like, what's
For
the culture
sure.
known for out there?
That's a good question. I mean, so everybody say wherever they from, always good food. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago got some good food. But what I will say, if you want to get some quote unquote Chicago food,
Yeah.
is Harold's, which is a chicken spot, fried chicken spot, but they also got fried fish, everything. Is like they got a Harold's out here in Atlanta. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. But Harold's, but if you want that real Chicago food, you gotta get some deep dish pizza. It's fucking what's the name of it? Uh I can't even remember the name of it. I'm so bad with names, bro. So bad.
Mm-hmm.
Deep dish pizza, Chicago. But that's all you deep dish. We're known for our pizza. If you want to get some food, we're known for our pizza. I'm gonna look it up. Deep dish pizza, Chicago. It's gonna be the first thing that pops up. Deep dish pizza. Have you ever been to Chicago, bro?
Man, nah, I actually I flew through there, or I had to
Okay.
land there to go to another part of Illinois. I got family out there in Chicago, St. Louis,
Yeah.
areas like that. Yeah. It's
Nah, for
mostly on
sure.
my dad's side of the family. They from all out that way.
Yeah, nah, I've been to St. Louis. It's a vibe. I've been to Ohio. Midwest is just a vibe. Like
Yeah,
people sleep on the Midwest, bro.
yeah,
People sleep on us, and
yeah.
we're here to wake motherfuckers up. You feel me?
Nah, I actually stayed in Minneapolis, bro. My first time in the Midwest, I was out there for like almost a year. And just
Really,
it was different, bro. It was a vibe though, for real. And I seen a lot of people that migrated from Chicago kind of out that way too.
for sure. I believe
Hmm.
it. We're everywhere. So the name of the spot, I looked it up. It's called Giordano's Deep Dish
Hmm.
Pizza. We're known for our pizza. We got good food, but I will say Atlanta do got some good wings, some good food. How long you been in Atlanta?
Been in Atlanta, bro, probably since 2015 to be real.
Okay, for
Yeah,
sure.
I've been out here for a little minute. But so as someone who experienced living in Chicago, like what advice would you give to newcomers or visitors, looking to explore and appreciate, the city?
Yeah, nah, Chicago, interesting city. You know, um, that's a good question. What would And that's my thing. It's culture everywhere. The
Hmm.
same thing that's going on in Atlanta. It's so many cold DJs. It's so much dope shit going on in Chicago. I'm actually finna visit next week. Like
Oh shit.
you know, it's but for tourists specifically, I say go
Hmm.
downtown. Just explore the city. Go see the Bean, the Sears Tower. I used to work at the Sears Tower. That was like one of the tallest buildings in the world,
Yeah.
or something. I used to work in the basement. I was taking photos of the tourists that would come. So basically, in order, the Sears Tower, if you don't know, it's one of the tallest buildings in the world, top 10. I don't know
Yeah.
what number it is now, but the Sears Tower, you would come through. You would go through the basement, and you would take a photo at the bottom with a green screen, and you would take a photo with the green screen. It would be like a fake photo of the background in the back of the it would be a fake photo of the what's the shit, all the buildings, anyways. And then you would go take an elevator to the top. I never went to the top
Yeah.
because I used to work in the basement. I would take the photos. Again, how it ties into photography. I was just finding things and weird jobs that would align with what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, it was a paycheck, but it was still what I was trying to do. Do I want to take photos of these tourists? Of course not. But they here, and then they would go to the top of the Sears Tower, like fucking 50 feet up. It wasn't 50 feet. It was like one of the tallest. It's like still top 10 tallest buildings in the world, but I don't know how tall it is now. But yeah, that's that's one of the first photography jobs I had, like, and just taking photos of tourists. That was crazy.
Yo, I wonder if that's the building where like I seen something on either some type of reel where you can like lean over, like kind of like you leaning over the top of the building or something like that. Like you're almost leaning over it, but you can see the whole city.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy. There's like this
Mhm.
box, right? It's a glass box,
Yeah.
and you're standing on a glass box, like a thousand. I don't know how many feet up on the ground,
Yeah.
But yeah, it is pretty cool. But it's that shit crazy. And
Yeah.
the whole time I worked there, I never got to go to the top, and that's like I, I got fired from that job.
Yeah.
That was you know as a creative, we all work different odd jobs just to make shit, you know, just to do what we trying to do. You
Hmm.
know, that's just what it takes at the end of the day. And that was one of those jobs I had, and I'm very glad I got fired from that job because I was working in the basement of the Sears Tower. Like that was a very crazy time, but sometimes that's what it takes when you're trying to do what you're
Hmm.
trying to do. You know,
I feel that. Now, for real, it's like it's just the process. Trust the process. In the beginning, it's like you ain't gonna be full fledged, but everything that you're doing all ties and connects to where you end up at. It's like you willing to do like what most people won't do. When you get there, you're gonna appreciate it. People that's trying to skip steps along the way, they're gonna have to end up backtracking this to do what they skip. It's like certain stuff you can't skip along and just go to the top.
and that's part of the process.
Hmm.
Yes,
So,
sir.
how would you describe the art scene in Chicago and the influence it has, on the city and whole as a whole?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I love Chicago. I know I might be a little bit biased,
Hmm.
but I do love Chicago. That's my hometown. Like, it's so much shit going on right now, and I love it. Um, but it's a little bit different. And I was very surprised when I got to Atlanta about how much creative stuff I just didn't know, you
Yeah.
know, about how much stuff is going on in Atlanta as well. Like, and I feel like maybe it's just any metro city that you go to, you know, it's gonna be an art scene. But
Hmm.
since I got here, like, I just been trying to get involved with the shit that's going on. Cause since I've got here, it's always something. The first thing I tell people, Atlanta is a vibe, bro. Whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's clothing, business, eyelashes, hair, whatever it is you're trying to do, it's some shit for it. You know what I mean? Um, but Atlanta has been a vibe. It's the Black Mecca. That's what they call it. You feel me? The
Hmm.
Black Mecca of Black Hollywood. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
I know that's like a little, I don't know, maybe it might be a little corny or whatever, but it truly is. Like, everybody's doing something. You feel me? The Uber
Yeah.
driver, the Uber driver got a book. You feel me? That they want you to cop. You feel me? Or whatever. Ooh, so,
Hmm.
my fault.
Nah, facts, bro. Nah, you not lying when you say Black Mecca, because you gotta realize, bro, and people just like nowadays, just like Atlanta, Atlanta, Atlanta. But when you think about it, Atlanta planted this seed way back for this, bro. It
They
ain't just happened overnight. they planted that seed long time ago. When the industry started moving in, you had people buying up property down here. Like this is just what it was, you know. I mean, even when you think about, times of the Freaknik and stuff like that, even though the Olympics came and kind of pushed stuff the other way, you still had that seed planted for the industry, bro. Like it's just been Black Hollywood for years, bro. Like
right?
almost a century. You know what I mean? Like,
They've been doing it, and I
yeah.
respect it. As a person who's not, I'm a gentrifier. I'll say that. I came here from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
came down to the South. I got ties to the South. I fuck with the South.
Mm-hmm.
I got family in Nashville, but as a gentrifier to Atlanta, like I fuck with it, and they again, like you said, they've been doing what they doing, and I respect
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm just a participator, and I'm happy to be here. You know,
Fact. Now I always tell people, bro, when everybody just think they can leave home and like leave all their problems and stuff, like you gotta already been having them habits in your hometown. Like you gotta already have been a player, a playmaker, or something. You had to been
yeah,
some type of asset to your city already.
for
Because when you
sure.
go to the next city and you add what you was doing already back home, it blend together right. You can't just be no crab in your city, be complaining and crying, and then try to go to another city and think that like nah, you gotta have them habits, bro.
Yeah,
Like
that's
what
not
they
how.
say,
That's not how.
you gotta have the attributes, bro. Just like a
Yeah,
player, you know what I mean. You gotta have something about yourself to give, to plan in. It's like we all work together, we all connected. So it's
yes,
like, all right,
sir.
I might be good at this. So you like say art, I'm good at art. So boom, I'm going to where I fit in it, and then I can mesh together with other people that got different skills, and we could blend together, and that's how it works. Like you gotta
Yes,
have
sir.
skills though, bro. People just think they can just get up in the morning and just like you gotta been dedicated, grinded, sacrifice, really be loving what you do, bro. Like
I, I feel
it
like
ain't.
I don't know if there's something. I don't know who said this, but it's wherever you go, you are who you are. Actually, it's a Jay Z. It's a Jay Z
Mm-hmm,
quote. Wherever you go, you are who you are, player. You feel me? Like
mm-hmm.
you can't escape. You can't escape it. But it's just what you're saying, and that's crazy. Like it's
Yeah.
wherever you go, you are who you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And and it's very interesting, because a person, again, as somebody who moved away from where I'm from, the same problems I had before, they still follow me where I'm at. You feel me? But at the same time, you gotta address those and just keep it moving, because you are who you are, no matter where you go. You know.
Facts, man. So speaking of Chicago, while we still hitting on Chicago, are there any hidden gems or favorite spots in Chicago that you think more people should know about?
Favorite jams? Oh, for sure. So again, I'm going back next week. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
But couple gems that people may not know about. Uh, it's some taco spots that I can't remember the name of. I'm so excited to go.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's a art gallery called Cherry Mountain Arts. That's in Wicker Park. It's a very hipster neighborhood. It reminds me of Lil Five. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
again, it's different spots. But it's all very familiar. So Cherry Mountain Arts, Just Don. It's a clothing store, very cold. All Cheval. It's a burger spot if you like food, good burgers. But Chicago just is one of those. It's the same shit. Like you gotta see where you're going. So Cherry Mountain Arts, right? That's in a spot called Wicker Park. Wicker Park is very similar to Lil Five, very hipster, things like that. What is it called? Uh, the just that whole resale vibe. It's got the shoe stores. It's got the coffee spots. It's got theaters. very hipster spot, Wicker Park. That's my favorite spot in Chicago. You know, uh, but yeah, outside of that, yeah, I'm I'm from the West Side. It's not a lot going on out there. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's I. It's not a lot going on, and that's one thing I've been thinking about is how can we change these type of communities. What is it that we can bring to these communities that can kind of change and shake things up? You know what I mean? um so that's something I've been thinking about.
Nah, facts, bro. All it take is one idea, bro, that can generationally change a lot of things, bro. You
you
know.
know like and but it also depends what's the intentions. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If it's financial, yeah, we can bring another liquor store, we can bring another vape shop to the neighborhood if we want to make some money, because that we know that we love our people will definitely pull up to a liquor store, pull up to a vape shop and spend some money, right? you know but what can we bring to the neighborhood that's going to be a little bit different and can be sustainable?
Mm-hmm. Like one of our guests, and shout out to Donna for Films. I just recently talked to one of our guests. She's a filmmaker and director, and out of Florida, and she's starting her nonprofit this summer for kids to teach them, like a program to put them in the summer, to teach them about the film industry and all type of things and stuff like that. I'm like, just planting that seed right there, it's just like it'll take it shift a whole lot of things.
Especially at a young age, like,
Yeah.
to know that's even possible. That's the first thing, is to know that it's possible. Oh, I can do that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes seeing is believing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
um for a lot of things, and it's like, oh, you know if this is possible, then there's no reason why I can't do that, or I can't bring my platform to that level. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And sometimes that's what it's all about, is executing at the level of the vision that you have for whatever it is you're trying to do. You know,
Facts. Nah, and like you said, resources is everything, bro. Like I remember growing up in my city, like doing music and stuff. Like resources was limited then, bro. It was just like now it's so free because we have these platforms where you can get seen and get heard, and now you got people that got studios at their house and like it's way more savvy now, where it's opportunity versus you know.
whatever it is you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Fact.
No, that's interesting, man. So how did you get your platform started? I know you interfere with me, but I'm gonna ask you. How did you kind of get this going, and things like that?
You talking about just the podcast?
Yeah.
Man, bro, really, we started like 2022. So I mean, it really just came from my idea, bro. Like I do music and stuff like that. Like that's been my number one thing since I was young, bro. But like I just gotta, instead of complaining about something, I felt like, bro, let's just make a solution to it. Like I'm not finna go on a Kanye rant on Instagram or make no reels and talk about what I don't like about this person doing or that. Like I just got with my co-host, my partner, my brother. And we just were like, man, we just gonna start a platform like this, bro. We gonna roll the red carpet out for everybody. Everybody is somebody. Let's start right there.
For
I feel like
sure.
everybody, if you got motion and you somebody, because you got the potential to change the world. You know what I mean? So we don't treat nobody separately, bro. I don't worship celebrities. I don't do nothing like that, bro. I look at everybody
Sure.
the same as I am, bro. And it's just like we all trying to go somewhere. So it's like, but we need to uplift, enlighten, and inspire each other. So, 5 seasons in, now about 2 years in, over 100 some guests, you feel me? Like it's a stepping stone and it's a format blueprint for
That's
people that,
crazy. 5 seasons, like that's
bro.
like we deserve a round of applause for that,
Nah,
bro.
facts, bro.
Like five, bro. That's you said over 100 guests. That
Yeah,
like
over 100.
that's dedication. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
Bro, it got so crazy when like it got to the point, bro. I overbooked myself, bro, with this, bro. I was doing like 2, 3 shows a week, like, and still like I had to hold up a little bit because
for
I got my
sure,
son playing football, but I still do Sundays, Saturday.
for
I was
sure.
picking up Tuesdays, and I'm flexible, bro. Like, tell me what worked for you, what day. I'm gonna make sure I'm there. You know what I mean? But bro, it's a blueprint because at the same time, this how it works. Is like, all right, I give you your flowers, I let you get your story out there. We talk about it, how I like roll the red carpet, I like the Grammys. Then at the same time, you helping people that maybe want to aspire and doing the same thing you doing. They might want to hear your story because is you got people out there that always make an excuse for something, but then when
And
they hear your story, it's like, damn, well, they went through that and still got to where they going. They still like we all got some where we can, how can I say it? Somebody falling off the cliff, bro. We all can pull somebody back up from that, bro, with our story.
100%.
Right. It's how we servicing each other by what we doing. You gotta you servicing people any way we can help each other. So that's just one of them things where it's like it don't cost nothing. You know what I mean? It's a revolving circle, bro.
100%, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I really, I dig that for sure. And that's the first thing I try to tell people about the brand. It's not about, the brand is called $1 Million Man. By the way, it's a clothing brand. You know, but the first thing I tell people, it's not about the money. I know it's $1 Million Man. It's kind of provocative.
Mm-hmm.
It draws people in, but that's not what it's about. It's about knowing who you are. It's about knowing your worth. You know what I mean? Um, from my experience, just it's the brand is about, you know, your experience, my experience as a black man in America. You know what I mean? So again, $1 Million Man, it's about knowing who you are and knowing where you come from, you know, and again, knowing your worth. And that's, we just keep it moving from there, like from where we come from, we're viewed as and valued as less than others, you know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
this is just a reminder of where we come from and who we are as a people, and it's meant to empower who you are, whatever it is you believe you are. You know what I mean? Uh, and again, like, yeah, we all go through things of what we trying to do, and about taking risk of what we trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been trying to build this brand for 4 years now. I started in my parents' basement. That shit. Actually, I started in the basement and then it moved to the garage, you know. And I was just making t-shirts out of my garage, making things selling things online, having my garage door open, people just walking by, you know, asking, "What are you trying to do?" "Oh, I'm just making t-shirts. I'm just expressing myself." And that's what art is to me, is expressing who I am. You know what I mean? I know this is the main logo. If you don't know, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
It's 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 Nelson Mandela on $1 Million bill. And again, like, it's about symbolism. Seeing a black man on a bill, we ain't never seen that. They don't sell those, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the quotes on this graphic is education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. And I truly believe that. And that's why he's one of the symbols of this brand that I'm trying to build. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts, bro. Like I say, this one of my from the night I had grabbed it off you, bro. You feel me? The energy and everything was right. Told you this like one of my favorite pieces, bro. Like I value this more than the Balenciagas, all that type. Like that stuff don't mean nothing to me, bro. I don't fight. I'm not the sheep, you know what I mean, to follow the flock, bro. I do my own thing and how I want to do it, bro. You know what I mean? And messages like that, bro, like when you put that energy out there, bro, people attached to it. Now, for the first thing, if nobody knows your brand, the first introductory is you. You know what I mean? Because they buying a piece of you when they buy your brand. So it's like, you know, when you come off impressionable, your first impression is good with people. When they lock in, bro, they're gonna mess with anything you got going on. Then comes the message to where you gave the background of the knowledge, like, okay, I'm locked in way more because I understand. You know what I mean? Nah, that's dope, bro.
Nah, that's a very good point you just said, because I just got a haircut. My barber was just saying the same thing. Like I was telling him, I was talking to him like, yeah, man, I got to get more aggressive about the brand and what I'm trying to do. Like when I'm talking to people, you know what I mean? Because you just never know. Like the same way we met, you know what I mean? Like, by the way, we met at a pop-up shop that I was doing downtown Atlanta at Future Gallery. Shout out Future Gallery. Um, and I was just telling my barber, I'm like, yeah, I got to get more aggressive about what it is I'm trying to do, because you just never know, the opportunity that can present itself.
Facts. Nah, no,
You
I'm
hear me?
definitely, but I'm dead. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh man, my
Yeah,
computer.
you good.
my
Nah, I say, bro, I feel that, bro, because I'm definitely feel like I'm an opportunist, bro, because when somebody, like I said, the opportunity there, bro, and it presents itself, you gotta take it. Like we all human, bro. Everybody got 24 hours in a day. We all got different stuff going on. So hey, that day might be that day. That day might turn to a month, a year. Like the ball keep rolling, bro. And it's nothing like capturing that moment. You feel me? When the energy right, the energy there,
Yep.
it's all about that moment, bro. So that's for me. I feel like everything is, if it's the opportunity, I'll take it. You know, if you can, go for it. You know what I mean?
And that's honestly that that could be a whole nother podcast, bro, because it's a lot of people that haven't gotten over that. I feel like I'm one of those people that have gotten over that feeling of like, you know, yo, if I'm trying to do this, I'm gonna do it all the way. It's fear, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not being afraid to fail in front of others. And I feel like, that's something, that's a skill that I've had to learn over time, not being afraid to fail, like, you know.
Yeah, because everybody want to look good. We all want to, you know what I mean?
Of course, of course,
Right.
of course,
Right.
of course. Like like why not? But when I first started making art, and I didn't even know it was art at the time, I was taking photos of my homies Jordans. You feel me? And we was reselling that shit on Facebook. I was helping him resell. Like he was a little bit older than me, so he would pick me up. Uh, After high school, I had a camera. You feel me? And he would pick me up. We would take pictures of these Jordans, and he would resell them and buy more shoes. And we would resell them on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the art shit started. And then it turned into, oh, that's how the
Yeah.
photography started. And then it turned into, I mean, I was already into, skateboarding and things like that. Like, so I was already collecting magazines like Thrasher, things like that. So I was into, when it came to after high school, I was going to school. So I was like, when it came to pick what I'm trying to study, I was like, okay, well, I was gonna do architecture, but then I was like, that takes a lot of math. I'm not good at math. Let me just not do that shit. So I started looking into the graphic design. That's how these magazines are made. You feel me? Um, and with the skateboarding already in me, that's how the fashion came. Like, is I remember walking into my first the first I guess streetwear store was in Chicago on the west side. It was what was the name of it? I forget. Oh man, that's crazy. But it was a skate shop. You feel me? That's how I got introduced to everything. Is skateboarding. Like skateboarding was my religion. You feel me?
Nah, fast, bro. Nah, that's dope. Like I say, everything all connects together. You know, it's just a
100%.
series of everything building off each other. Uh, so who or what would you say helped mold you into the person you are today?
That's a good question for sure. So number one is my granddad. You know, he's my biggest inspiration. You know, I'm named after him. He, Kwame Leo. He is my biggest inspiration. He's like a superhero to me. Like, you know, he was a civil rights activist from Nashville in the '60s, and he was just such a very, you know, impactful and powerful person, just as who he was as a being. But you know, before it, I mean, yeah, he's my number one hero for sure. Like he's just a cool ass dude. You know, he passed in 2020, but I look up to him till this day for sure. Um, but growing up, just the culture of hip hop, you know what I mean? Like I played a lot of sports growing up, so Kobe, and as a sports. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. I can
Oh
hear.
my bad. Somebody was calling me.
Oh, you
Um,
good.
but yeah, nah. As a sports influence, like as somebody interested in sports growing up, it was Kobe number one. But when I got interested into art and things like that, like I mean, of course, I'm from Chicago. Michael Jordan. My middle name is actually Jordan after Michael Jordan, so it's like
Right, stuff.
it's like, but again, like seeing yourself as this highest level of greatness, like Jordan, that shit crazy. But now when I started making art, like honestly, bro, like the culture, black culture influences us. You feel me? Like I could ask you the same thing. What made you start making this podcast? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really ties into what a podcast really tied in for music, but I got tired of like certain platforms doing black exploitation on us, bro. And
Yeah.
I don't like that, bro. Then it just evolved into what it kind of is. But yeah, I don't like I could look at them right now, popular
Yeah.
major platforms and all they do is highlight all the negativity, bro. Like,
Man, bro.
you know what? Let me just go on and just do this, and we gonna talk about all the good stuff, bro. Even if I know it's, from Orlando to Atlanta to all the other states, bro. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna ask about stuff I know that's gonna either cause controversy or whatever, or you got a problem or issue with somebody like this. I treat this podcast like the basketball court of the barbershop, bro.
For
It's
sure.
a mutual grounding, bro. You
For
feel me?
sure.
Yeah. Where everything just everybody can come in, open door, get along, and positive notion, bro.
I hear you. And that's what it's about, you know. Like, I don't know why it's so difficult sometimes, but you know, I've been very recluse lately, you know. Cause I don't know, man. Like, I was just talking, like you said, it's kind of barber vibes. Like, I was just talking to my barber about, you know, he's like, you got to be more aggressive about the brand, man. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but it's also, you know, in these type of industries, you gotta, you know, maneuver, and because not everybody is on that positive wave and that positive energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Um, and sometimes you gotta decipher who you want to work with. I was just, you know, my homie just told me, you know, all money is not good money. You know, um, and that's a very interesting phrase. You know what I mean? Because especially in the culture, and not even this culture, in the time we're in right now, it's like, man, I'm just trying to get it how I live. It's like shit, I need, you know, but it's like all money's not good money. You gotta watch who you work with, you
Yeah.
know. Just in terms of alignment, you know, making sure things are aligned with what you are trying to do and the message you are trying to spread. You know what I mean? Again, you say, you know, we are like we trying to spread a positive message, and that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Some people, I saw something on the internet. It was on Threads. I don't even like being on Threads. I don't really tweet like that, but
Yeah,
I
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even joined it yet, bro. I'm like, to this point, bro, I'm like, unless it's necessary, but bro, I don't need all the extra add-ons right now, bro. I'm just like, this is far as it's gonna go with me, bro. I ain't even finna join no threads. It's just like, nah.
It's so much shit going on. It's always some shit going on. But
Yeah.
threads, if you don't know, is basically like Twitter. And I saw it. So this thread, they said, you know, uh, basically, damn, why did I bring this threads tweet up? And I forget. Damn, I forgot why I brought it. I forgot what it said now.
Yeah. But nah, I feel that, bro. Sometimes like I mean, I slick grew up like in the time we in now, it's like I grew up in a time period, bro, where we ain't really social media wasn't even hitting too hard like that. YouTube had like I remember them days, bro. So it's like I appreciate them moments, bro, because I could actually live in the moment. You know what I mean? Like I
For
know
sure.
to enjoy and absorb everything around me. So it ain't just 100% of what I can put in my face off a phone, bro. Like and just people, relationships, bro. I think relationships is worth more than anything, bro. When you get out and you can interact and be social with people, you feel me? Like I still value that, but it's a balance. I feel with both too,
Yeah. Now that so I have a question about that, I guess, for you then. So how do you balance those relationships, and how do you maintain those relationships over time? You know what I mean? Because it's like you're right; those experiences are important, and meeting people, you know, like that's so important. That's how we get out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you kind of maintain those relationships?
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the podcast has opened up a whole door, like, and to maintain the relationships, bro, it's really just support, bro. Like once we lock in and we got an episode, I always tell people, bro, it's an infinite, like, support is gonna be infinite. Like anytime you repost a post, we always gonna share it like it's ours, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because how many people where people will say, hey, they always say people see what's going on, but you got less interactions or likes on something. But soon as something might be going a different way or something like that, that's when people be most engaged with it. You know what I mean? So for us, it's like, hey, we gonna be that, you know, backbone to whatever you doing anyway. It don't matter whatever real you post on, we gonna support. You know, because I see that a lot where people say like, I have this amount of X amount of friends, this and all that type of stuff. And ain't nobody supporting this, you know, when they're going on when I post something, you know. So
I get you, and you know that's a whole nother conversation. Like as a creative, you know, are these numbers and things like the numbers, the amount of likes and the amount of interactions, are these something that we should pay attention to as a creative, in your opinion? You know, and I guess for me personally, like,
man,
I feel like it's getting over. I wouldn't even say a sense of fear, but it's like, you know, yeah, we there's this whole conversation about content versus creation. You know, I'm a creator, I'm an artist. I don't create content to post.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like what we're doing, like this is what we created. You know what I mean? Like I'm a creator. I like to make things with my hands. I like to just like take things from my fucking brain and make it into reality.
Yeah, that's reality though, bro. You know what I mean? When you go on the phone, like it's more authentic. How can I say it? The same as a comedian. A comedian can go on stage. You can't get away from skipping the process, bro. If you're a comedian, you have to go on stage and be in front of people live and tell jokes. All the Instagram reels and all that, that's not no real comedy, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It's the things back then that mattered still matter now, but you just it's duality, I guess. But I never look at the phone and Instagram and social media to be like, that's real. Because bro, it's so much stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't technically like. I get a vibe from people in real time, and bro, I don't get a vibe from people just online, bro. Like I'm just like, you can portray yourself, but I gotta see you in person, bro. You know what I mean? That's how you can feel like you'll never fully get away from the real, bro. Real always gonna outshine the how can I say artificial, bro. You know what I mean?
Facades, you know.
Yeah, it's always the authentic always gonna outlast, bro.
You can't put up no facade because like you said, people gonna see through it. You know.
It's always a matter of time to how long until they finally get to it, you know, because you got to keep up with whatever.
Yeah, it's all a matter of timing, you know.
Then not to mention, bro, when it comes online, bro, I'm hearing even in the music, bro, that's the thing that's crazy. Like streams is getting paid for, followers getting paid for, likes getting paid for. Like,
so that's a real thing.
That's a real thing, bro. That's a real no cap. Cause you'll look, bro, like you'll have a person with X amount of like, and then you would think that they would think that people won't be able to see it, but it's like you got low engagement, but how you got 100-some thousand people on here with no like just you can see through that stuff online, bro. Like it's just I don't know, but I'm more so in the moment, bro. That's me personally. Like I'll never get away from that. Like I come from an era, bro. Like I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my music background, bro.
For
like,
sure.
Even when you said like afraid to fail and stuff and all that type of stuff, like I've been there, you know what I mean? My music go way back to I was in like middle school, bro. So
for sure.
My first live performance is in front of my peers, bro. I bombed, bro. Bad. But it could have it could have either discouraged me, bro, or kept me going. But my passion for music was so heavy, bro. I ain't even really care, to be honest. Like I just came back stronger the next time. And then, the music kept getting, better over time. I'm from an era of music where there's no social media. You had to call, you had to know somebody that knew somebody. You had to get an agent to demo shop your records.
Is
bro.
to send your shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like they have to like the agent actually goes to the record labels in New York. They sit down with them, have a meeting. Like that's the type of vibe. And I remember verbatim too, bro. I remember calling the record companies, bro, back in the day. Like you had to literally either call them, send the demo in the mail, or either go to the record company, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember I called DTP, bro. This I called DTP. The lady picked up the phone, the receptionist, and I'm asking them about a demo and stuff, bro. That lady hung up on my face so fast,
Shit,
bro. It was just different, bro. But like I say, the underdog mentality, bro. Like I've had opportunities and how people say paperwork when they go to jail. Like I got paperwork on all that stuff, bro.
For
But
sure.
at the end of the day, it's business, bro. And
For
it's a
sure.
lot of stuff on the back end. But I appreciate what it's turned into now. It gives a more like it let a creative be creative
Yeah.
of music, because when you get into the deal with these labels and stuff, it's still going on now, but it's like I own you now, your property, your mine. So the music that you did have or thought you were gonna put out, nah, I want you to rap like this, or you gotta come out like this. And when the artist, whatever their first single be, and everybody hear it, it don't matter if it's like I say, if they come out with a spin drill song, they ain't really even like that, and they come out with a record like that, they gotta maintain that image. The label gonna make sure they keep that image. They gotta keep that they stuck with that image, bro. You can't come
It
out with no.
it it ain't no it ain't it man, bro. That's crazy because it ain't no difference than fucking signing up for a 9 to 5 or some shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Basically, somebody
like
own you, bro.
it's like I want you to do this, and I get it because when you find something you love, you know it's it's yeah, it's a labor of love, I guess. That's why they call it a labor of love, you know.
Mhm.
But those deals and things like that, it's very different, right? And that's something maintaining that. I was actually asking an Uber driver, right? I
Mhm.
was taking Uber to work one day, a couple days ago, actually. We were talking, and he was saying, he was in the shipping and importing, exporting industry, not drugs, but just trucking and things like that.
Mhm.
But you know, he was saying, when you're in those type of industries, you have to maintain your soul and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like, because they will try to take as much as you can from you. They'll take as much as you can and sell it to the culture, but is that who is that really who you are? You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
They're
and
like,
it's the same thing with corporate and things like that.
yeah, that strip your identity, bro. You no longer who you thought you were. Once you get up under these terms, like you think millions of dollars gonna come with, I can do whatever I want, bro. It's stipulations to it. You feel me? Like,
It, yeah, it,
and
it
it's just,
co-
yeah, it's gonna test your integrity. How far you willing to go? That's why you see like social media has created where integrity is kind of like because people are willing to. You can get famous off doing anything now, bro. It just get wild. How wild and absurd it can be just to become, uh, I guess I say attract people on social media, whatever, to get a check. Uh, but yeah, I
yeah.
ain't wanna.
No, I mean, so and that I feel like that ties into something that I would really love to express is that one of the biggest things that my big homies told me is what it means to just stay true to yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like the first time somebody told me to stay true to myself, bro, I was like 18, 17 years old. You feel me? I'm like, but it stuck with me till this day. Is what does it mean to stay true to myself? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a lot of shit going on, but what do I feel? What do I want to do? What's my vibe? You know what I mean? Yeah, I can be influenced by these things that's going on over here. Again, being from Chicago, it's a lot of shit going on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of art and creative things going on, but just like any other major city, it's a lot of crime, it's a lot of bullshit, it's a lot of things that I can get into. It's a lot of shit that's going on regardless, you know. But me staying true to myself, what brought me to Atlanta is my art, you know, is my clothing. Just wanting to make, just following a dream, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I seen with my own eyes people make a lot of money with this art and clothing things. You know what I mean? So it inspired me to go and do my own shit. You feel me? Like, just write my own story.
Facts, man. And like I say, speaking of all your experience and moments, man, like what are some memorable moments you capture you would like to share, if any of your, any experiences from your experiences, like with the photography or any like memorable moments with people that's, purchased your merch and everything like that. That
Nah,
believe
for
in your vision.
sure. That's a good question. I mean, man, it had to start when I was probably from like 18, bro. I went to one of the first complex cons.
Type
I,
stuff.
I flew out there with my big homies. They flew me out there. Um, I got it was one of the first complex cons, so everybody was out there. Virgil, Murakami. I took photos of Pharrell. Like, not even I didn't take. I was just like on some, I was just there. And I had my camera. I took photos of everybody. Like, so many people was there. I was like 18 at the time, you know. And then just even being in Chicago, bro, I used to work for my big homies. These dudes, it's called Fat Tiger Workshop, you know. It was a clothing store. It's kind of like the Supreme of Chicago, but it's black owned. You feel me? That's the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was black owned by these, dudes, for some young dudes. They was probably in their young 30s, from the west side and south side of Chicago. And they all still doing their thing right now. Shout out Joe, shout out Vic, shout out Rello, shout out Des Money. You feel me? These are my big homies. And they just showed me a different path. You know what I mean? Like, it was like I was still going to school at the time, but I was also working at this shop selling clothes, seeing seeing people make money from not just their clothing, but from their artistic expression in general, whether it's DJing, making clothes, throwing parties, motherfucking, making designs, like whatever it is you're trying to do, you can really do it on your own terms, like you said earlier, it's just being entrepreneurs. That was the first time as a young 18-year-old trying to be creative, doing photography, seeing people have a whole lifestyle off of being creative. I was like 18 years old and I was like, oh shit, I can actually do this. I'm hooked. Bet. You feel me?
Nah, facts, bro. You know what I mean? Like you say, sometimes you gotta see it to believe it. And that just fuels the passion even much more. Uh so like you said, 2 years into the transition, to Atlanta, uh compared to back home, like how is, Atlanta influenced your artistic style and, being that you merge, the photography work, with your brand as well, like, how has the influence been and how has Atlanta been treating you also, thus far from your perspective?
Nah, for sure. Atlanta, man, the first thing I tell people about Atlanta's a vibe. You know what I mean? It's always some shit going on, whatever it is you're trying to do. Like, it's a vibe. I fucks with it. You know, I feel like it's definitely allowed me to be more expressive of who I am as a creative. because there are so many things going on creatively. Like whatever it is you're trying to do, there's a niche market for it out here. Like people call Atlanta the Black Mecca, and this is just for people who don't know, who aren't familiar. You know, um, this is one of those towns where people are allowed to creatively express who they are without any judgment. You know what I mean? People don't judge who you are for what you're doing. Yeah, there are divisions and there are things going up. Excuse me, creatively that might cause you know uh I don't even know what's the word, not confusion, but they might cause collision. But there, I just feel like since I've gotten out here, I've been able to express myself to the fullest extent. And that's not just because of the creative scene, but since I moved out here, I've grown individually as a person. You know what I mean? Like not knowing anybody. I got family out here, so that's how I got familiar with Atlanta. I got family out here, as anybody in the South got family in the South. You know what I mean? Anybody who's black got family in the South. Excuse me, not anybody, but it's very common. But you know, I feel like I've been able to express and to expand my brand out here because of the support that Atlanta has shown.
Nah, fact. I feel that, man, because definitely, yeah, Atlanta's one of them cities, bro. You got some type of motion. You don't even gotta just be in the right place or go to wherever. Like you say, you going to an art show, art exhibition, be present. People is gonna come support, or music, open mics. It's like 7 days a week out here, man. Literally.
Yep, just being
Mm-hmm.
present. That's one of them. That goes back to that's one of my biggest things of being. One of my biggest things in 2024 is being present. You know what I mean? It's so easy to get caught up in the hype, get caught up in the social media and things of that nature. But being present of where you are, who you're around. I mean, this is how we connected. Being present. You know what I mean? Um, that's like one of the biggest things that I'm still trying to stay in tune with is being connected with who you are as a creative, as an artist. You know what I mean? That's what takes me around the world. Like again, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Chicago, and but being connected to who I am, I knew I could take this gift of creativity anywhere. You feel me? Like it's worldwide. We going worldwide. You feel me?
Facts. For real, global, not local. That's the
Yes.
mind frame.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. So
And go ahead.
now you can go ahead.
I mean, our culture is global. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Like I thoroughly believe wherever we go in the world, bro, we gonna be good. Wherever we land, we gonna be alright.
Nah, I feel that. Yeah, you say the culture is global, man. So it's like whatever you doing, you able to thrive just off that.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Speaking of $1 million man, I want to go ahead and set a website photworld.com.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's the homepage. You see the record label. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
record label.
that's
we
hard.
we got no music yet, but music coming soon.
Fact. Yeah, we got the new collection right now. The People's Champ.
Yes, sir. Inspired by Muhammad Ali,
Mm-hmm.
people's champ, and it was so funny when I was younger. I never really considered myself a very political person, but a lot of my art and my designs are clearly very politically inspired, so it's very interesting. And the website changes up, very often. I post stuff, I take it down. Like it's so much stuff. But I'm just a creative. I like to create art and clothing. It's a lifestyle. That's why I got the pillows, because it's a lifestyle. It's not just about what you wear. It's about how you sitting. Like imagine this pillow as a whole couch. You feel me? Like that's what
Tight
I'm trying.
vibe.
That's what's coming next. You feel me? Like
And we
yeah,
got the wallets. Yeah.
like
Top that.
it's a lifestyle. Just some, just something different. And I just like to express myself in different ways. That's what art means to me, is being able to express myself in whatever way I'm feeling that day. Whether I want to make some music, whether I want to make some art, if
Oh,
I want
here
to
you
make
go
some,
right
if
here.
I want to make some clothes, if I want to make a skateboard, if I want to make a fucking sculpture, like being able to express myself to the fullest degree, that is my ultimate goal. And, you know, as any creative, you want to be able to monetize off of your ideas, and that goes back to the whole name of this podcast, is bringing that shit to life. All of this shit is things I had in my head, and I wrote it down in my notebook. And by the grace of God, by any means, I'm gonna bring my ideas into reality. That's just how I think. That's just how I feel. You feel me? Um, and these are all photos taken in Atlanta, you know, taken in different places, taken in Chicago, photos in Chicago. Like, it's just a lifestyle. Like, I can't escape what it is I do. I just can't help it. You feel me?
Nah, this definitely dope, man. ForTheWorld.com. Make sure you shop the new collection.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Then they make, the craftsmanship, man, behind it, bro, is really what caught me too, man. It's like when you get one, it's like a one-on-one, man. Real.
Yeah. Nah, and that's the idea. It's I appreciate that. That's definitely the idea. It's because it does take time, and it does take craftsmanship behind what we're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it goes back to knowing your worth. As somebody who's trying to still build this brand,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I am putting in time behind this, but there are brands like Gucci and Louis
Yeah.
and Dior that everybody loves, so it's like, as somebody who is trying to build something, how do you kind of, you know, stay true to the values of the brand while also trying to not even compete, but like, you know, people love these designer brands, you know what I mean? But as somebody who's trying to do something unique and different, how do you kind of find your place, you know? And I try to do that by doing the unique and very, niche, like pieces that you might not see everywhere.
Nah, facts. And nah, I feel like your craftsmanship definitely stand out because like I say, you got gallery, all these other designers and stuff like that. 50 Cent quoted it and he said, once he understood like the cost of manufacturing and everything like that, he was like, man, I don't get really basically saying I don't get caught up in the hype behind it. But it's like like I say, you said it takes work and the crap, like looking at your merch and everything like that. Like, nah, the price is the price now. Like real talk. You feel me? But when it comes to Balenciaga just stamping out, I'm like, nah, bro, nah. I already know that a lot of stuff is getting manufactured overseas for a low profit, and once it get imported over here, they really just they selling people short, bro. That's what
A
I'm
hundred,
doing.
100%, 100%. Cause they doing the same thing that
Yeah,
we doing. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah,
And that's kind of just how it goes.
yeah,
Unfortunately, when you
yeah.
got a name like Balenci, when you
Oh
got a
yeah,
name like Louis,
yeah,
when you got a name like Off White, you
yeah,
know, that's how these things go. That's how this machine goes, you
yeah.
know, until you get to that level. Because it is possible that after a certain amount of years that you've been doing your thing,
Mm-hmm.
that they'll invite you into this club, you know. But that's how it kind of goes.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, man, outside of that, it's just learning and just trials and tribulations, you
yeah.
know. It's like, can we do this independent? I've seen people do it independent.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, one of the first things that made me really get into this clothing thing, I was working for this dude named Joe Fresh Goods, and I seen this dude make like 15K in like 8 hours off of t-shirts and hoodies. And I was like, oh, damn, this shit's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously not all profit, but the fact that that shit was possible, I seen this at like 18, 19. I'm like, okay, but I can do something like that. Cause like, why not? You know, not even on no comparison shit, but it's like, yo, if he can do it, I can do it as well. You know, I'm a young dude just being inspired, you know what I mean? Just off of not just not just selling somebody something, but off the impact, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I feel that because honestly, when you look at your work and understand the brand and got the message, it's not like you just doing this just to make some money. Like a lot of stuff go into this, you know what I mean? Because you do have the ones that just trying to rig something together and just in it for the money, and
For sure.
they don't know exactly how it's gonna turn out. But it's like
For,
when you got a plan, it's like, yo, that's it.
for
For
sure.
real. So, in your journey as a creative, being an entrepreneur, like what role has resilience played in overcoming obstacles and setbacks?
Oh man, that's crazy. That's a good question. So it's actually crazy. Before I started making clothing, I was DJing in Chicago. I was a young dude, bro, just doing my thing. I was making a little bit of money, off of the DJing thing.
Yeah,
I was still in school. Um and COVID hit 2020. Obviously everything stopped, and that's when I was like, 'cause, bro, when I was in school, the whole time I was in school for art and design, I was DJing, and my whole goal was to be one of the biggest DJs in Chicago.
yeah,
Just that was I was in school trying to be the biggest DJ in Chicago. That's my goal. And then 2020 hit. That was the year I finished school as well. Um, and didn't get to walk the stage, but I didn't even DJing. Like, nobody, the clubs were closed, everything was closed, so there was no DJing. Like it was DJs going online to do live. I wasn't really into that. That wasn't my thing. You
yeah,
know, like, I respect it, but I wasn't really trying to do all of that. But my goal was to be the biggest DJ in Chicago. That was my goal at fucking 19, 20, 20. Like, that was my goal. 2020 hit, basically. And as everybody else, I had to adjust to the game, right? You know, so I sold my DJ controller. I bought some T-shirts. My homie was moving to LA, and he left me some screen printing equipment.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. Like, by the grace of God, like it's just kind of shit just kind of happened. Like, he left me some equipment, and I got everything else I needed, and I made some T-shirts at my garage with the equipment he gave me. And since 2020, I'm finna take that shit as far as I can go. You feel me?
Nah, fast. I did see, man. It was 4 years in from 2020 to now. With the brand.
Yeah.
It seemed like that pandemic, man, brought a lot out of people, bro. Like entrepreneurship, like it brought a lot of people ideas together. Um, so like, how do you stay inspired and motivated in your creative pursuits? Like, especially during moments of when you got if you have creative blocks or any doubts.
Yeah. No, that's like, as anybody else, I definitely deal with creative doubts and, overthinking and, things of that nature. But again, I feel like getting over that nature of fear, fear holds a lot of people back from whatever it is they're trying to do. But if I can get over that hump, like, then anything is possible. That's how I feel. Like, fear, like, that's just another obstacle that I need to jump over, just as anybody else. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like, I don't let that shit hold me back, because whatever it is I'm scared of, whatever it is I'm trying to do, I'm not scared of. Again, I'm not scared to fail in front of people. You feel me? I'm one of those people. If I'm going on stage and I trip up the stage, I'll act like nothing happened and keep on going. You feel me? Like, who cares? Keep whatever it is you're trying to do. Like, keep it moving. You feel me? Fear holds a lot of people back, and that's something that I'm not scared of any longer. And that's what's gotten me to where I'm at. Look, but I've been in retail. I know how I'm an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an art to everything. It's an art to what you're doing. I even saw one of the questions you asked me was like, what does art mean to you?
Yeah.
What Michael Jordan is doing, people call that poetry in motion. You feel me? That's an art in itself, you know. So Michael Jordan is an artist, you know. We're all artists in our own right, you know. I truly believe that.
Like you say, it's the thought of it, then bringing it to life. Yeah, I mean, imagery, audible, all type of thing.
That's the best thing. That's the best feeling. Like, that I can, besides making besides making some money, that's the best feeling, and maybe even before that, maybe I'm just being funny, but just bringing what's in your head to life, to reality, is one of the best feelings as a creative individual.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of monetary value, regardless of any of those things, like, bringing what's bringing to life what's in your head is a very good feeling, and that's what drives me personally every single day. That's what gets me out of bed every day. Like, being able to bring something to reality is a very good feeling, and that's what gets me out of bed every day. Like, for real. Like,
feel that.
And it may not happen every day, but the idea of it, the possibility of it, you know, that I could do this, that's what gets, 100%.
So you get that feeling like you're getting closer to it. You feel me? Like you're getting closer.
Every day.
Yeah.
We got to, right? Like, what else is there to do?
Right. Nah, real talk.
No, like, I mean, there is a lot of other things we could do, but like, for real, what else am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So bro, collaboration often fuels creativity. Can you share any memorable collaborations or partnerships that have enriched your artistic journey?
definitely. So one of the first collaborations I did was with my homie. His name is Akeem. He do an Eshu. His name is Eshu. We made this collaboration almost a year ago, Juneteenth. And you know, he just doing his thing. We just on the same vibe, and it just, he also from Chicago. It made sense to just collaborate on an idea that celebrates Black history. um I collaborated with Future Gallery. They hosted one of my pop-up shops that I've done in the past year. That was really dope. Shout out Eugene. Future Gallery is downtown Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one other spot I did a pop-up shop. It was called For Keeps Books. Shout out For Keeps. It's on Auburn Ave. It's a black woman owned bookstore downtown. It's a really cool spot, and they just let us do a pop-up shop in there, and it just made sense. Everything's about alignment. How do things align?
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest things, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast, is because I align with being the underdog. You know what I mean? A lot of people look over the quote unquote underdog, but as an underdog, I know who I am, and we know where we come from. You feel me? And it's like, it's okay, but just know the underdog is putting the work to be on top. That's just how the game goes. You know what I mean? Like, the Underdog podcast. That's why this podcast aligned with what it is I'm trying to do, because we are underdog. We're independent. We're everything I'm doing right now. Yeah, I've been putting in work for this brand 4 years, but I was telling my homie, it's very rare for a brand just to pop off on the internet or in real life. You got to put in that work for years. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something I'm not scared of doing. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I align with the Underdog podcast, because Leo, me, myself, who am I outside of a creative? I'm an underdog, and I'm going to do whatever it is I'm trying to do to the fullest extent.
Man, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You killing it, dog. You feel me? Just off the head, that was organic. You feel me? Because I ain't even have to ask the question. You feel me? But that's one of the things that we do ask people. You feel me? Like, nah, you killing it, bro. Uh, so can you share a project or collection series that holds special significance to you, either because of its creative process or the message it conveys?
So, the creative process, everything that I create personally, again, I guess going back to the name $1 Million Man, you know, it's from uh, a Black man's experience in Chicago, and excuse me, not in Chicago, and just in the world in general. You know, um, I can only speak from my experience. I don't really create clothes My clothes are unisex. They're for everybody. But, they speak for themselves. They have a message. My clothes are infused with the art that I make. And my big thing is, what's the message behind what you're trying to say? What's the message behind what it is you're trying to convey? Whether it's with art or design or clothes, what's the message that you want to convey to people? And I'm very blunt about that. So a lot of my art, a lot of my clothing are one and the same, and the message that's being conveyed is really to educate people. You know what I mean? It's things that I've, may have seen, or things that I want to express personally. It comes from a real emotion. That gets to your question. It comes from a real emotion, first and foremost. It's not just some thing or made up whatever. Everything comes from a real emotion. And that's why I look at my clothing. It's so funny. I know you do music. I look at my clothing as like a rap career, bro. Like when I'm dropping a collection, to me it's dropping a mixtape. You feel me? I swear to God. Like that's the emotion I'm trying to get across. I haven't, excuse me, damn. I haven't dropped an album yet. But you feel me? But like when I drop a single, when I drop a mixtape, it's like dropping some music for me personally. Like that's literally how I see it.
I feel that. Nah, that was a metaphor in itself right there. Real talk.
I
So,
got
no, go ahead, brother.
I got that from Currency.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
currency jet life.
That
Yeah.
I,
Mm.
that's this man dropped a mixtape. I forget what year it was. It must have been like 2016, 2017, maybe 2015. He dropped a mixtape every month for a whole year. Currency
Yeah,
the rapper. That's
yeah,
so that's where I get my inspiration from. Shit like that. You feel me?
yeah. Nah, that currency format remind me of what Master P and them did too. That dude was dropping an album, like you say, every month, bro, almost. Like, that
And where
was
you think
insane.
Currency got it from? You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Nah, facts, that work ethic is everything, bro.
it's
You know
crazy.
what I mean? Um, so looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for Million Dollar Man Clothing Company in the future, both creatively and professionally?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I want to take it as far as I can go with it. Um, and that may mean a lot, you know.
Yeah, what you manifest and know that you already see. We heavy on manifestation, bro. You know, you got to speak it into existence.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, so with the clothing, I mean, we try to take it as big as we can go. You know, no, that's a really good question though. It's like, how big do you want to take this shit? You feel me?
Fast, bro. Where
It's
we
like,
going, man?
how big do you want to take this shit? I
Yeah,
mean, I know for sure that we going global. You
facts.
know, um, we going global personally as the brand, as an artist, as an individual. Like we
Mm-hmm.
going global. You know, you and me both, bro. Like wherever we go, we good. You know, and because it's an energy above anything. You know, like again, going back to the brand, to the art, it's the energy. It's cyclic. It's cyclical. Things go in circles, and it's like the more you focus on whatever it is you're trying to do, that's where the energy goes. That's where the energy builds, and we going global. Like, I got some very big ideas that the world is just not even ready for it right now. You know, that I might not even be ready for it. You know, but when it happens, it's gonna happen. Um, yeah, bro, we going global. I hope you know that, folks.
Nah, man, I'm ready for it, bro. I'm all for the black on everything, bro. That's where my support, my heart go, bro. I got so much black on stuff, bro. I'm like a connoisseur from board games, all type of
Everything.
stuff, bro. I
I
got it.
swear.
I got it, bro. Like, cause when I know the truth now, I really sit and think, bro. I know the truth for these brands, and it's like I want everything that I'm going against that I don't like. I'm just channeling my energy because I once was lost and I had to find myself, bro. In
Yeah.
order to find yourself, you must be lost. So once I educated myself on what's what and who owns what, it's really who
Yeah.
owns what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who pushing it. So it's like once you know better, you do better. That's how I look at it. So it's like now it's like it looks good, but nah, I'd rather, focus with my people or shout my people, or, you know,
For
because
sure.
that's one of the issues too going on. But it's like I can't solve it necessarily. Like it gotta be like everybody come together, but I'm gonna do what I can on my end.
Yep. No, I hear you.
Nah, fact.
No,
So
that's a fact.
brother, any shout outs or recognition you would like to give to those who've been supporting you along your journey thus far?
Man, I want to shout out to my little brother first and foremost. I want to shout out to my family because, before anybody else supports you, usually it's family and friends. I want to shout out to my friends and my family that have been supporting me. Like, it's crazy. Um, I want to shout out to people that just really just vibing with the message, that's fucking with me, that's not fucking with me. I shout to you too, cause I fuck with you, even though you don't fuck with me. But that's just how life goes. Like, I want to shout to the people that's really trying to go for something. Like, we doing this every day. That's what it takes every day. That's what we doing. I want to shout out to my big homies. I want to shout out to, I want to shout out to you. I want to shout out to the Underdog Podcast, No Cap, because they really just let me talk my shit, and I really do appreciate you, bro. Because when I met you, it was genuine since the start, and I could tell off the energy. You feel me? Like you just really trying to put on for artists such as myself that's trying to do their thing, and I appreciate you for what you do. You feel me? For real.
Nah, fast, bro. The door is open. This ain't gonna be the last, bro. You feel me? We always get an update, and we gonna be a part of that story. Like I say, bro, it was an honor to have you on here for us to roll the red carpet out for you. Feel me?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Come on, bro. You
I
feel
don't,
me?
I don't, even, I don't know where my phone is at. Fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be big, bro. You feel me? Like what Gutter TV be telling Wavy, you gonna be big. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
it's on the way, bro. But like I say, bro, keep pushing, bro. You feel me? Like it ain't gonna be but more relationships being built, more people, genuine people come around and support it, bro. Like I say, I'm black on everything. So
Black
hey,
on,
bro.
and say it again. Black on everything.
Everything, bro. I ain't wearing them people clothes, bro. That's how I rock. You feel me?
Yes,
That's
sir.
just what it is. That's me being real about it, bro. Cause I don't know. I feel like, one of the things, like I say, the money is not revolving within our people like it should be. We got the spending power, bro. We spend like 1.6 trillion a year. You
Man,
feel me?
it's bro. Our numbers is in the billions, bro.
Yeah, they talking
You
about,
feel me?
yeah. And
Like
so
you look up the power. You Google the power of the black dollar. It's in the trillions, bro.
yeah,
And that's
1.6.
why we have this on in our hat, bro. You feel me? Because that's how much power we have.
Nah, facts, bro. You know what I mean? Like I say, once the mission get understood somewhere along the line and the money start rotating in our community as it do with others, we'll be in a better position to get back to what we did already. It ain't like it ain't been done. It's already happened.
Bro, we here. Like we are, and that's one of my OGs told me, bro. Like, you know, fuck. Oh, you're like, what's up next, bro? We are next. We're here. You feel me? We are what's next.
Facts, brother. Like I say, man, it was definitely an honor to have you on the show, bro. You know what I mean? Season 5, episode 16. Bring that shit to life. You feel me?
Bring that shit to life. Tune in,
man. Y'all already know it, man.
Yes, sir. Bring that shit to life.
Featuring LEOFourTheWorld, man. Make sure y'all go to the website. You feel me? And make sure you also follow him on the ground. Much more to come, bro. You know what I mean? Look forward to the success. You feel me?
Hey, yeah, likewise, man. Brother. Likewise,
thanks, bro.
Much love. I'm gonna see you soon, all right?
Nah, most definitely, man. You know I'm gonna be on the gear too, man. I gotta cop me something else, man.
Oh, come on now. You see it. You see it.
You feel me, guy? Hey, you gotta come with it. So what? Hey, I'm outside with it, man. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Nah, bro. Appreciate you, brother, man. Be easy, be safe, bro.
Much love.
Gold mouth rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granted. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon. I'm enlightened. I got stone around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause they don't got no curfew. Gold mouth rabbit